Okay, good morning. We are going to talk about weed competition in crops. It's actually weed and crop interactions in agricultural systems. Last time we discussed the parasitism and the aridopathy. This time we are going to look at competition. Let me check my slides. Okay, so the aim of this lecture is for us to understand how we affect crop growth and reduce crop yields. This information could be useful for planning weed control programs in order to maximize crop yields. So how do weeds cause crop yield losses? Now, crops and weeds share the same environment where they use the same resources such as water, nutrients, light, oxygen, and carbon dioxide for their growth and survival. Weeds generally adversely affect crop growth, leading to reduced crop yields. There are also some crop genotypes which are known to suppress weed growth, and probably this should be recommended for use by farmers. This then is maize crop, which is infested with the blackjack. The two plants are growing together. This is a soybean crop in a weed environment. You can hardly see the soybean crop. So what are the weed crop interactions? We have competition. We also have aridopathy. But the two, competition and aridopathy, occur together, and this is known as interference. So in most cases, we should be talking about interference if we are dealing with the general weeds. The last one on the weed crop interactions is the parasitism, which we have already covered. So what is competition? Probably, to make it simple, it's a process whereby the crops and the weeds engage in a struggle to get limited resources, which are light, carbon dioxide, oxygen, water, and nutrients from the environment, usually resulting in reduced crop growth. So basically, this is an interaction between crops and the weeds, which result in reduced growth, probably as for the crop, due to limited resources, which are light, carbon dioxide, oxygen, water, and nutrients. Grime in 1977 defined competition as the tendency of neighboring plants to utilize the same quantum of light, ion of mineral nutrient, molecule of water, or of volume of space. We have groundnut crop with weeds. You can hardly see the groundnut crop. Maize crop with weeds. You can see that maize crop is very standard. Maybe it was affected by weeds. It could also be poor soil fertility. This is a weeded groundnut crop. You can see the presence of weeds in the maize. That could have caused the nutrient deficient symptoms on the maize, because the maize is turning purplish and yellowish. Again, nutrient deficient symptoms. Now, cyanodactylon effects in maize can be clearly seen on this slide. Probably cyanodon is also causing arylopathy in addition to competing for nutrients. You can see very short plants wherever cyanodon is in this field. So this could be competition as well as arylopathy. Here it is, we have someone weeding, but you can see where we have the weeded portion, the crop has actually been seriously affected. A typical maize field, which is full of weeds. Here we have got Acanthospermum hispidum weed in a maize crop. Sometimes we use those, that wooden quadrat when we wanted to assess weed infestation by simply counting the number of weeds in that quadrat. Here we've got maize infested with shamba grass. Again, maize and the shamba grass. Now on this slide, we just want to show you that maize and shamba grass could be competing for light, and if there's reduced light, you can actually reduce photosynthesis. Plants can also compete for carbon dioxide. Or space. What we should note is that the C4 plants, which are mostly weeds, such as Amaranthus hybridus, Cyanodondactylon, and Cyperus esculentus, are in a better position to compete compared to the C3 plants, which are mainly soybean, cotton, wheat, and groundnuts. The difference between C3 and C4 is that C4 plants use PEP carboxylase and the Rubisco in fixing carbon dioxide, whereas C3 plants only use Rubisco. So what is important is to note that it is the C4 plants which are highly competitive, because when conditions limit photosynthesis, C4 plants can continue to photosynthesize and manufacture carbohydrates which are required for growth. Now the carbon dioxide seems to be increasing in the environment. Does it mean that the C3 plants are going to become competitive compared to the C4 plants? It's something which has been investigated under artificial conditions, and indeed it has been found that some plants become more competitive in carbon dioxide enriched environments under laboratory conditions. So what do plants compete for? Above ground, plants can compete for light and carbon dioxide. And below ground, they can compete for nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, as well as water. So these are the resources which are competed for by the weed and the crop. Now I wanted to move on to an area which we can use to manage weeds. I have really summarized this section, but the details you can get them on your notes on what is competed for by these weeds. So